We should be live. Make sure everything is working here. Yep. Yep, there we go. That is working. Went outside. I watered my plants. Yeah, everything seems to be good. I watered my plants. I went outside. Took care of those. Did a little bit of work in the lawn. On that. Oh boy. Look at that. Man, oh man, that is annoying. Oh boy. That is truly annoying. So, we're gonna try to mess around with this a bit more, and then we're gonna give up. Because some things Nintendo just doesn't want you to build. Oh wait, is it finally? Okay, that works. Oh my god, what's the difference? Why now does it suddenly connect that way? I have no clue, man. Nintendo just makes up their own rules, man. I don't know. I'm gonna have to fiddle with this. This next bit's gonna be kind of hard. Or is it? No, that's not that bad. That actually works. I could do it that way. I just needed to connect straight instead of crookedly. Man, if only there was some real people giving Nintendo feedback on this. I could have like made this system so much better. It's crooked again, isn't it? Yep. So why does it keep doing that literally every single time? Just don't know. Yeah, because it keeps trying to make it crooked on purpose. There we go. Finally. All right, let's see how this works. I don't know how this is gonna work. We're gonna give it a shot though. Well, so the thing is it works better than something with wheels. That is a real shame, Nintendo. Excuse me? Why is this still here? Oh, I didn't load the game, that's why. Man, they gotta mess with those wheels. Patch it. Thing is, I don't think they're gonna ever patch any of that stuff. Bro, how is the flying machine more legit than something with a wheel on it? Like, it's like not even kind of close. It's probably because they don't like the driving vehicles themselves. They just didn't put any time into it, I guess. But they try to put time into making sure the flying vehicles work good. I don't know, because I'm just like, what was that? Bro, stop dropping stuff. it's like kind of startling. Like it's so much easier to control this thing with a fire hydrant and 2 freaking fans than it is to control what was the other thing? Than it is to control the freaking a vehicle that has a wheel on it. Like the wheel would just do whatever it wanted. It was so weird. Like it just completely ignored my inputs. Sometimes it felt like it was not ignoring my input. It felt like it was just trying like to read what input I was doing and then make sure to screw it up and do like the opposite, or it's like, oh, this is what he's trying to do. Let's make that impossible for him to do, kind of thing, right? It felt like that. Hey! Hello there. I'll beat you to death with a flaming barrel. Hold on. Bro, you're getting stun locked by that fire. That's wild, man. That's just wild that that thing controls that much better. So I just have to, this is yet another limitation of the game that I have to learn to deal with, and oh, there's boxes. I wonder if that's what kept falling off. Hey, I saw that. All right, let's leave this here. You think there's something special about these wait, the boxes weren't moving. Now they're moving. The heck is going on with these boxes? Don't care enough to bother. It'll be too toxic and annoying to try to get to it and open it at the same time. What? What are you doing way over here? I know where you're going. You're just wasting my time. Finally. I knew where you were going. I found you. Bye-bye. We got a little shelter from rain over here. Looking nice. What are you doing down there? Boomerang! Whoa. We've got secrets. I don't like that. I didn't like it in Breath of the Wild, and I don't like it in this. No one does. Maybe a speedrunner might like it. Speedrunners like janky movement. They can use it to like do janky things, you know? Where's this little rabbit gonna go? Ooh, a purple ruby. Thank you very much. It didn't go anywhere. Maybe it's the poison. You think it was gonna try to go in here? It seems kind of far away though. Maybe not. Hello there. I'm here to kill you. Say ah. Don't worry, I have more killing that I want to do. You get double the attack power for being wet? What? Does that stack? Surely that doesn't stack. No, it doesn't look like it does. Unless rocks only add one. I don't remember. Whoa! What the hell? Got some ninja rock stuff going on here. I got a long stick for you. You can have this. Oh, your butt hurts, huh? That's a shame. I need your stinking shields, man. They keep trying to give me these Zora shields. It's kind of wet in here, my man. You know what's probably really bad for being in a place that's so wet? This. Oh, you got lucky. Oh, I thought I still got him for a second. Thought I was gonna get him at the bank. A lot of damage. Flurry Rush, Hyrule Castle. Okay. Oh, yeah, I definitely do want to use that. That's. I like my Flurry Rush bonus damage weapons for sure. Those are good boss weapons. Flint and Amber. Bro, I'm tired of you giving me Flint and Amber from that. Like, I get Flint and Amber from that the majority of the time. Excuse me? I know I did not just see you respawn up there. Since when do you respawn? Was that a glitch? Or maybe okay, it's not a glitch. It's just I was about to say, or maybe I got mixed up about the directions, and that was it. Why would you turn your finally something other than amber? Why would you specifically auto turn to the left to attack that? Like, why would you ever prioritize attacking that, Nintendo? Like, who was in the game studio and they were like, yo, we want it to automatically turn to attack a thing sometimes. They're like, oh, yeah, sometimes it is kind of hard to control the character. We didn't design it that well sometimes. Don't work. And like, oh, okay. Let's make sure that it auto targets items with a higher priority than even enemies. Like, are you sure about that, Nintendo? Cause that was something else. That's all I can really say is that was something else. Because I've stood right next to an enemy, right? And the enemy's in front of me. So I turn to attack. Like I'm like this, I turn to attack, and then it doesn't turn right. Because Link, he turns slow. So you have to like wait. You have to like, you can't just turn to attack and then attack. See how I attack the same spot? I have to turn, wait, then attack. So you would think it legit just auto-targeted an item somehow. I didn't even really remember or realize that it does that without holding like the ZL button. And it did it though. It turned on its own to the left to attack that item when I was facing the ore, which is so strange. Another strange thing about the... Hey, how's it going, killer? Another strange thing about the fact that if I want to turn forward and attack when I'm facing this direction, if I press forward and attack at the same time, that happens. If I press forward and then attack right after, that happens. I have to press forward, wait like a full half a second, and then press attack. You can't press it right away. You interrupt him partly through the turn, and he just kind of attacks to the side. Now, you would think, oh, okay, so he has like this slow turning movement thing going on. I mean, that's fine, but he doesn't. Because then there's this. Then there's this. You're trying to jump up a thing. See that? Frame one, I just turned around. Like I was facing forward. It happens randomly. While holding forward, he'll just randomly turn backwards and then you'll jump like that instead of jumping forward. That is actually a leftover from Breath of the Wild that I thought that they would fix because it feels like shit. But they didn't. So you have this thing where it feels sluggish to attack with him because you have to wait so long for him to turn around. But then at the same time, you can instantly turn around while jumping up the side of a mountain automatically in a way that you don't like. Like, pick one or the other. Either Link has to slowly turn, which I'd accept, right? I'd accept a heavier, slower movement. I don't mind that at all. Or he can instantly turn, which I would also accept. But you can't do both, Nintendo. especially when you do it in a bad way. It happens all the time and it never doesn't bug me, never once. When I try to jump up the side of something and Link, I hit it at this perfect angle. It's really hard to recreate. Luckily I did it really fast when I was out there. But he'll just turn around instantly. And it normally happens when you're trying to jump up something. And I just don't know what makes it happen. Other than you trying to jump up a hill, you know? And I'm like, you stupid hill. How dare you? Make Dink turn around instantaneously. And by the way, how's it going, Formula Killer and Soren? Oh, and Gamer Boy, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for coming back after my break. Go outside, touch some grass, water my plants, kind of chill out a little bit, you know. This water is nasty. It's all muddy. Not clean and Zelda water-ish anymore. So I'm trying to recreate it. See, I can't do it if I want to. I can't believe I did it so quickly when I was trying to show you at the other spot. It just randomly happens. I don't know what makes it happen. But every single time it's ever happened, I'm like, what? Why do you do that? I think it's that right there. You saw where I slid? Even though I can walk up this, somehow I slid for a second. I think it's like that right there. Like if you jump on it. There it is. See that? So what'll happen is you try to jump to convert to climbing something, and then he just faces the opposite direction, and then you can't climb anymore. It's very annoying. And that's like I said, that's a legacy problem from Breath of the Wild, unfortunately. Thought they would have fixed it. Nice and clean. Playing Super Mario Sunshine, I'm telling you guys. So I'm wondering, in Breath of the Wild, there was a thing over here. You had to use ice to get to it easily. Well, that was the easiest way to get to it because it was raining and stuff, so you couldn't really climb reliably to get there. Let's climb and see. Hey, VIP Jim, how's it going? And Formula? I think I said hi to Formula again already. Yeah, there is definitely some stuff over here again. So. Froggy. See, if I would have pressed the jump button right there when he was sliding, he would have just done a 360-degree turn instantaneously. And I would have been very cross with this game. Like, why you do this game? Why would you bully me? I don't think that's cool, Nintendo. Don't bully me. Can we use one of these garbage wheels that I hate? Like, they're like the worst wheel ever made in the history of video gaming. The hell is it doing? Is it like heavy? It's heavy. It won't move. Oh my god, bro. That wheel is so much worse than I thought it was already. I already think very little of you. Just so you know, wheel, I think very, very little of you. And you just made me think less of you. It doesn't want to turn. It's too heavy. What do you mean? Like, what is this shit made out of? It can't get any traction. It's just too heavy. Let's see if two of them. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna do anything with them. Like, I thought about just deleting them. I hate them so much. Yeah, that's definitely how I attach you. Would you go away, you piece of shit? So if I attach it like this, look at it, it's too heavy. It can't pull it. It's too heavy. That cork is the heaviest substance in all of Breath of the Wild. Look at it. Why does it turn left no matter where I put it, by the way? It tried to turn left again. I think it's trying to make it go forward. Like a cartoon. All right, well. Let's just go ahead and oh, I want to delete a whole bunch of them from my inventory because they disgust me. They're the worst thing in the entire game. All right. Where'd it go? No one said you got to leave yet. Alright. Bye, Wheels. I hope you die. Next time I'm gonna see if I can pull it out with stasis. No stasis, but you know what I mean. I gotta try to remember it. The wheels were a bust. Those wheels were absolutely worthless. They did nothing. Bro, did you see what I would jump? I couldn't get any air. What is this, real life, bro? Finally. Your friend's gonna have to wait. Mr. Krabs! What is this fish? It's mine now. It's a frog? Okay. He's like, meow, I don't want to wait. Oh, wait, there's a well. What the hell? Well, hello, Mr. Well. I didn't know there was a well right here. I was right next to this spot. Peace out. What's the worst that could happen down here? All right. See what I mean? It auto-targeted it. You see it? It did it again. It doesn't do that for enemies, but it does it for objects. Why would you do that? It turned away to hit that for some reason. At no point, there was only one time that I wanted to do something like that in the entire game. And it's so an issue. Like, you can just slowly line it up. Like, remove that feature, bro. Just remove that. Why does that happen? All of my life I've lived for food, and food has lived for me. I always thought anything was edible with prep and effort until now. This strange mechanical horn-like thing someone gave to me on the road, it was definitely inedible. If it was from a monster, I could cook it or boil it, make it into a medicine, and find some way to get into my stomach. So what creature is this from? I was told it fell from the sky during the upheaval, but what does that mean? Perhaps I tried to eat something beyond our understanding. The wonders truly never cease. Chef Yori Tamu, food dance partner. Food's dance partner? What the hell? This lady just tried to eat a sword, basically. Like, this metallic feeling object is too hard to eat. No shit, are you a Goron? Of course it's too hard to eat. Crazy lady. Trying to eat a sword. Wait. Wait a second. Yeah, I'll be fine. We already, this guy can't hit me from here. He hit himself. How did you do that? That's impressive. Yeah. You open wide, bro. That's not opening wide. Why are you still shooting stuff? As if he's still shooting stuff. You don't have a rocky exterior anymore. How you still shoot? I don't like that. You no do that anymore, please. I don't want whatever crappy shield you're gonna give me. I'll take a bow. Damn it, Tulin, now there's for sure gone. Do 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 do. I could have just flown straight to the Zora domain. It just doesn't feel right, man. I gotta walk the path, you know what I mean? Yeah, I imagine that would make your poop feel bad. What is he doing over there? Wow, that lady's beating that guy up pretty good. Hold on, I'm gonna help. Here it comes, I'm helping. I'm trying my best. Okay, I'm helping. I helped. You're welcome.
Oh.
Not bad, but I can tell you're capable of much more. Perhaps it's fate that we were to fight together like this. Your bravery, dwarves, deserves a reward. Take this.
Oh.
Though I may not look it, I am a monster hunter of some small renown. Is that right? You definitely don't look it. I spend my days traveling the lands of Hyrule in pursuit of myriad of prey. At the request of a fellow named Colton, I'm presently hunting bubble frogs, mysterious cave-dwelling creatures. I've heard that one such beast lurks in a cave in this very region. The question is, which cave? Literally every single cave will have one, you idiot. So just check any of them and all of them. But you're not gonna find it because I'm gonna find it first. I have an idea. I know this won't work, but I'm gonna try it. Objects can get wet too. So what if I wet the object and then drop it? Nothing. Damn it! You magical bunny rabbit. Crabs. What is this? What is this little tree here for? What is the meaning of this? Okay, I have this. I don't know why I have it, but I have it now. Oh, that's why I have it. What's this? What's going on there? You got some shenanigans. All right, what's going on up there? I need to go back and turn those things in when I get to a checkpoint. Oh, I can just make a checkpoint. Yeah, we can just make a checkpoint. We should do that when we get out of this cave. Oh there! I'm here to save your life. Let me save you. Thank you. You've been saved. Alright, what is this? Why is this here? I can't do anything with it. This is just an oddly placed rock. Do you want me to do this? What? What kind of shenanigans is this? Stop existing, rock. I blame the tree. Oh, they have the things still. I wonder if they say something new. Like, lore-wise, they definitely should not say something new. That's a big mistake to make them say something new. Never know with Nintendo. You never know with Nintendo. Alright, so. Collect. Ooh, I like that. Thank you. Well done, Nintendo. Now, to Terrytown. I need to pay some money to that kid and make him do that weird, nasty sound and separate my stuff. do, do, do. Dude, I love that they brought back the old school music. But it's only for your house. And it's not the exact thing, it's a bit of a remix, but still, you know. Memories! It makes me happy to hear it, you know. What is all this? Were these boxes always here? Arrows, just like I hoped. Only singles, unfortunately. Alright, my man. I need you to make me some money. I wish you could do more than one at a time. We'll start out with the ruby rod right here. I don't like that sound. Not a fan. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know what it is about that sound. All right, so the lightning weapon is working really well right now. So I want to have one that I use. I'm gonna take one of the topazes, but I'm gonna combine it with something better to finally get rid of one of these magic rods. So now I have a much better topaz weapon now. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Making our way down the Zora domain. You know what I thought. You know what you thought I was gonna say. You know, I was close. It took every bit of willpower to not say it. Okay. Oh god, even reading it, man. Hello there. 3 of you. Well, you're in luck. Because I can make 3 balls of energy now. Alright. Hey, why am I only hitting one at a time? Like literally every single time. I only have one. How? Like exactly how did that work? All right, you know what? This. I used it way more than I intended. I just wanted to hit more than one guy, but it like absolutely failed 100% of the time. Hey, what are you doing? Stop it. Oh, I don't like that. You're very close to that explosive barrel, my friend. I'm gonna spin. I'm gonna spin. Right. Prioritizes durability, it says. Not sure if I believe you, Nintendo. Not sure if I believe. It's my boulder now. All right. Wait, what? I came over here, but it's a dead end. What do they do to my road? They butchered my road. It doesn't connect anymore. They butchered my road, man. I'm surprised it hasn't rained yet. Ew, that's nasty. What did they do? They butchered it. What is all this? The hell? Did I miss something down here? This looks like a cave now or something? And I just didn't see it. What's this? That's not a cave. They butchered them. What the hell, man? All right. Hold on. Stop. Alright. Learn of the Zora Part 2. Well, where the hell's Part 1? The legend of Ruta, our great ancestor, as told by Prince Zidon. It is written that long ago there was a strong-willed Zora princess who was as meandering as a winding river. This princess, who was dearly loved by her fellow Zora, was as noble as she was innocent. Her name was Ruta. One day a powerful and wicked man tried to take over Hyrule and brought great ruin to a once peaceful Zora domain. Our tales speak of Zora's soldiers drifting down the river as it sadly reflected the chaotic retreat of the terrified Zora. Princess Ruta bravely fought back her tears as she bore witness to the tragic misery unfolding in the domain.
Even amid her heartbreak, the Zora princess did all she could to help the weak and elderly escape. Next, she swam against the river's current and climbed a mighty waterfall to challenge her foe. The details of the fight have fallen victim to the haze of time. Few details remain. What the hell is still going? Still, it is said that she was aided by the Princess of Hyrule and the hero of legend, and together they saved Hyrule. So the legend goes. Holy shit! I, Sidon, Prince of the Zora, cannot help but ponder these events and listen to the Zora children play in all of their innocence. As Sidon Rudo's descendant, as Princess Rudo's descendant, it is my fate to carry the torch of her brave acts into tomorrow and beyond. I shall not fail. Oh my god. I was surprised it ended. At that point, I just was expecting it to never stop. Where's the first one? I missed it apparently. I remember seeing one and I'm like, oh look, there's a thing, but I don't see it anymore. Did I walk past it? That thing wouldn't shut up though. That was like, oh boy, it was going. Where did I see it? Was that the one I saw? No, that wasn't the one I saw, was it? I'm walking backwards. That's unnoticeable from here. You can't see that thing. Where's the one that I saw? Maybe I saw it when I came up and checked the top of one of the caves. Like maybe I was in the cave and I like did this number here and then that's when I saw it. I mean, I have to be awfully high. Maybe I saw it when I rode that rock for that 1 or 2 times I rode the rock. Like, where the hell is number 1? How could I have possibly missed it? Like, I just followed the road. What? There's a random chest in this. Am I gonna get attacked? Bro, you need to give me like 1/100th amount of shields you give me, game. Yeah, so I don't understand. I saw one. I'm just gonna Google where the first one is. Because I must have like saw it and then forgot about it. And I don't feel like backtracking for like a half an hour to figure out where the hell it was. I got better shit to do. Like stab myself in the eye. Alright. So what is this thing called that went on for about 10 minutes? Learnings of the Zora Part 2. Okay. Oh my god, it's so slow. Not only is it like 30,000 words, but you can't click it quickly. No, nothing's coming up. Zora Monument locations, maybe? Like, nothing is coming up. Apparently, no one on the internet has ever decided to, like, put this down. Either that, or... It's shitty authoritative sources. What? Alright, minus breath. Told it to not include anything. Bro. It does, there's nothing. Alright, we're just gonna, we're gonna try this. Learnings of the Zora Part 2. The Legend of Ruto, our great ancestor, as told by Prince Sidon. Part 5. Part 2. Why is he putting him out of order? Control F1. This talks about them, but it doesn't actually say where they are. Wait, all the Zora writings? Wait. Isn't this Breath of the Wild? This is Breath of the Wild. Let's see if it's in the exact same location. Yeah, this is in the same location. Okay, so let's see if part 1's in the same location. How would I miss part 1? I don't understand. Okay, That's how. Okay, I know how we missed part 1. Because they butchered my road. Because they butchered the road and they're in the same location as Breath of the Wild, you just end up not finding it. So here's the way the road used to go. The road used to go this way. And it just like, it went around and there was just a clear road that went this way, but there's nothing now. You get some grass here at least. Don't do that. Just spit your rock. Hurry up. Alright. Say ah. Ah. Why are you still spitting rocks, bro? Man, Yunobo just does nothing the vast majority of the time. He just kind of stands there and gets in the way. It's so weird. So at the top of this, somewhere around here, was the thing. If you got there, it is. And there, remember how there was that, and there was some enemies up above too. This should be 1. So the monuments haven't moved, but 0 out of 10 because they actually changed the monuments. so that the king commissioned these things so that people can remember the history for all time. And then Sidon comes along. He's like, man, screw that shit. I'm gonna like type some shit over that. That's lame. Bro, there's a wall right here. You could just put it right next to it. What the hell, Sidon? That's so garbage of you. The Learning of Zora Part 1. The Waters of Zora's Domain as told by Prince Sidon. Prince Sidon is an asshole. I thought he was a good guy, but this is some mean shit to do. Like to destroy a historical monument just to put your own musings on the wall. Long, long ago, right in the Lanayru, incredibly transformation, both subtle and drastic in nature. It's just confirmed that it's not the same again for this one. Yeah, History of the Zora Part 1. The Eternal Zora Domain as told by King Dorfin. The rains have blessed Lanayru since ancient times. Yeah, they just changed this shit. Wow. What an asshole. That's totally out of character for Prince Sidon. Both subtle and drastic in nature shaped the land. The tall mountain birthed clouds. These clouds cried tears of rain, and this rain filled the deep valleys past the brim. In time, this overflowing water came to the Zora River, which bred waterfalls that fell and nourished the vast Lanayru wetlands. Perhaps it was inevitable that my Zora ancestors, who wandered to search of the precious water, would finally settle here. Okay, first off, not only did Prince Sidon destroy a monument to put this, but he's saying nothing and he's spending a long time saying it. The original is like, the rains have blessed Lanayru since ancient times in abundance, pure, clean water. Seeking a bounty of such water the Zora gathered. Thus, as the legend goes, the Zora domain was born 10,000 years ago. The land was so rich in ore, and so a unique form of stone masonry was developed to create our new home. The domain is one giant sculpture, a feat of architecture that has drawn admirers the world over. Our great domain will ever stand as a hallmark of the esteemed artist who made it, an eternal symbol of Zora pride. That is interesting lore.
So far, everything that's been said on this is boring as shit. The mountains of Lanayru are blessed with high-quality stone. The structures built from said stone are solid yet refined. Just like the Zora in our domain, our buildings exist in harmony with the water. It is a beautiful symbol of a way of life. If you go to the edge of the domain and close your eyes and listen closely, you should be greeted by a gentle sound of water. I will slap you in the mouth, Sidon. This kind, soothing sound is a testament to the happy life of Zora, are so grateful to have found here. So if you're see, Sidon is what he decided to write over the history of his people with was that if you go close to water and close your eyes, you'll hear water. No shit. As born of a royal Zora blood, my duty is as clear as it is unmistakable, unshakable. I, Sidon, swear here and now, I shall protect our home. You're not going to protect your history, that's for damn sure. With my very life, that the gentle sound of water may never cease in our beloved domain. Wow! This is legit upsettingly bad. What in the hell is this? This can't be this way in Japanese, right? No way. The translators just changed it or something to be something new because they like Sidon a lot or some shit. They had to have, bro. There is no way. They went from a short tale explaining how 10,000 years ago this place was founded because of the rich ore and water, and that this entire city is a solid carving that they made. To just saying, stand near water and close your eyes and listen and you'll hear water. No shit! Wow! That is... Whoa! Holy crap! I hope that it's just bad translators and Nintendo did not just do that. Sidon destroyed an ancient monument and wrote some pseudo like meditative bullshit on it. What an asshole. Wow. And that's his father's too, dude. Looks like you dropped it, man. That stinks. Maybe you shouldn't have been using metal weapons, huh? You gonna get that shield too? You got the shield back, I guess. Yeah, there it is. That's good, because I didn't know where the shield was, and I want that shield. Why are you mad? Because I'm too far away for you to spit on? Ooh, look at him throwing his little tantrum. Boomerang, go! Should not have tried to spit at me. Bro, I'm extraordinarily disappointed in you.
Nintendo. Either way, you should have quality checked this, man. Man, as good as this is, I love my knight shields, but I actually just have a really good selection of shields. I don't need it. Like, I'm gonna continue to read that lore, but like, I don't want to. Like, it genuinely upsets me. I'm not even like joking when I say that. Like, if I was Link, when I got to Sidon, I'd be like, why did you destroy the monuments that talked about where your people came from? To put shit about listening to water sounds? When he runs, he has a little bell sound, like he has a little collar with a bell on it. Hey, Foxy. Wasn't there something over here? There's bad guys now. Whoa! Where does his head go? Oh, they're hiding it. Good to know. Bro, are you serious? 0 out of 10. Sidon. Could you stop sabotaging me for just this once? How much further are you gonna jump back? Bye now, loser. Durability up plus. That's actually not bad. Right. We got a wing here. A Korok. I already marked him though. I don't remember when, but it was a long time ago, earlier in the stream. Oh yeah, we saw him when we were messing with the well, didn't we? When we came out of the well. No respect. You think it could be like a Zora custom maybe to destroy their monuments each generation or something? Like, I genuinely am upset by that. Like, I don't see how anyone would think that's a good idea. Unless it was a bad guy, right? Like, I could see the bad guys doing something like that. Like, especially like Nintendo, bro. Like, Nintendo's obsessed with culture and history and shit. Like, they're a Japanese company that's been around for like 100 years or some crap. Almost. Like, and I don't know. It has to be a translation thing. There it is. I remembered this one's location. One of them is tricky to find. Learning of the Zora, the King Dorphin is told by Prince Zidon. Like, what's the original one? It talks about a big battle. It talks about a big battle. And it talks about a big battle with Dorfin and what he did. Several springs after I lost my dear sister, Mifa, a large group of Lizalfos attacked the domain. It mattered not that it was the first true battle. The expectations of those around me weighed heavy on my shoulders. The absence of Mifa, who had always been there to encourage me with loving kindness, was like a spear to my heart. As for my own spear, though I was highly trained for its use, it seemed to only cut the air and slash the water's surface. I was taken off guard by a surprise attack from three Lizalfos hiding in the water's edge, each with their blade fixed on me. I knew that my time had come, and that is when the three Lizalfos disappeared as quick as they had arrived. In their place I saw the towering figure of my father, the great King Dorfin, who had just bested my foes with ease. "Sidon, my son," he said firmly, "you allowed your heart to falter. That is the quickest way to fall on the battlefield." How words cut deep, but as I stood on the brink of despair, a familiar voice gently encouraged me. "Your king needs you." Many soldiers later attested that they were certain that they also heard the sweet voice of Mifa on that day. From then on, my heart was true and my resolve firm. By lending strength to our king, we were able to save the domain. That one was fine, but it wasn't good enough to replace the original. Like, it should have, it was, the original was just as good. Like, the original was about King Dorfin as well, except it talked about how he wasn't a warrior. Like, he had no training. The exact opposite, obviously, of Sidon. He had no training and he was bad with a spear or some stuff like that. But when his kingdom was attacked, he like fought along with everyone else. And, you know, it talks about the results of the battles. Of the battle, I mean. And then on top of that, it also talked about, which, I mean, I still think the original is probably better. Because on top of that, it also talked about the armor. It talked about the customs of the Zora people. And how the women would make armor for the men to propose. It talked about where that custom came from and everything. It didn't, like, the original was better, yeah. The battles sounded more interesting, I guess, because his dad saved him. But the original was better because of it actually giving more lore. Instead of it just being a story, like a selfish story, it's like, oh, hey, here's a story about me and what I did. It was a story about Dorfin, but then at the same time it wasn't. It was also a story about, it was about a story about Dorfin that ended up leading to a custom that what he did lended into a custom that his people like made. What is the, I find these arrows all the time and I don't know what they mean. Okay, you wait right here, Nintendo. What is this? Why do you do this? I find these arrows. I don't know what that means. Is it? It's not this, is it? I found you. Bye-bye. Yeah, I don't think so, right? Surely it's not a Korok seed.
Look, there's an arrow on this way pointing to it. Like, it's just this thing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the Korok seed. Alright, so let's see what this one was. Because I'm probably going to be disappointed by this too. Like, not only was it replaced, but it was replaced with something that's worse. That's so weird, Nintendo. Like, the stories were more broad. They were more about the history of their people, and sometimes they felt a bit more personal, but there was like lore as well for the history of their people frequently in them. Now it's just like a diary. Let's read Prince Sidon's diary that he wrote over historical monuments about his people to make. Holy crap, it genuinely makes me upset. Wow. Learnings of the Zora, Part 4. Two sisters of different blood as told by Prince Sidon. Alright, Part 4. Let's see what this one is about. The Queen and I were blessed with a daughter as lovely as a jewel. So this is one that talks about how Mipha was born. It talked about the light scale trident and the creation of the light scale trident. Her training. How she was a Mary Sue that everyone loved. That's typical for Zelda. Like, Link is the ultimate Mary Sue. Let's see. She became a super amazing warrior. Everyone loved her again. And she disappeared with the calamity. The whole kingdom went into misery. And they tried to cast her trident into the river, but when they did, Mipha magically made it reappear and told them to not do that. You know, she said it like better, obviously. Like, do not cry, just remember, all that stuff. The Venerate light scale trident remember their brave princess. Such is the origin of the Champion Festival. Once again, it ends with overall lore. So it was a personal story about Mipha, her birth and her death, and the mourning of her loss, of their loss of her. But it's still, even though it's a very personal story, at the same time it ends explaining that that's how the festival that they hold every year was born. So it's still saying, like, they intended to continuously hold that festival every year. So 100 years from now, people are like, oh, where'd that festival come from? Oh, right here, this monument explains it. You know? Instead, watch this. Watch, the story is just going to be someone's diary. Two sisters of a different blood as told by Prince Sidon. When I was young, I had an irrational fear of strangers. I was particularly bashful around Yuna, paralyzed even. She was already so mature in manner. And how's it going, Hisin, by the way? And Sirocco? And she treated me like a little brother, even though we were not related. There came an unseasonably heavy rain that quickly flooded the river. Us children who were playing there were swept away. I was battered by the water's strong flow, my fins helpless to resist. It was Yuna who dragged me into the safety of the shore. The water continued to swell as the shore waned.
But Yuna was unflappable, sweetly comforting me as I shivered in fear. It was Mifa, my dear sister, who finally showed up to rescue us with our Zora adults in tow. I still remember Yuna's face as she gazed up at Mifa in admiration. My face must have looked the same as I gazed at Yuna. As a child, I had two big sisters, one by birth and one by chance. Yuna looked up to Mifa and was in awe of them both. Before I knew it, years had passed, and my feelings for Yuna became more difficult to quantify. Then one day, my father informed me that the amazing young woman who had once been like a sister to me was to be my bride. Perhaps these feelings and memories are too dear and private to commit to history, but such is the tale of the Zora Prince. 0 out of 10. This is his diary. This should just be in his bedroom or something. Why would he write over a monument that talked about the founding of a festival for his people and the death of his sister for some shitty diary entry, bro? I do not believe he would do that. Only a piece of shit would do that. This monument right here was about the birth and death of his sister and the founding of a festival to celebrate her life. And he wrote over it talking about some girl he liked when he was a kid. That is so disrespectful, man. There's no way that Japanese people did this. There's no way. This is a bad English translation. There's no way. When this was converted to English, they changed what that shit said. There's no way, dude. Holy shit. Like, my head hurts. I basically just have to pretend like these monuments were not altered, because like I've lost all respect for Sidon as a character. Like, he is a villain as far as I'm concerned. Like, only a villain would do that. Like, no. Only a villain would do what he just did to that monument. Like, if I get there and he's just a normal person and he's not like possessed like Yunobo was, then there's no way. It has to be a translation thing. What the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Why did they change the Zora monuments? I'm gonna have to put this game in Japanese at some point and go read the monuments. And translate them. Oh my god. Nothing's shown up, but it could just be authoritative sources problems. Yeah, that is... I refuse to believe that Sidon has so little respect for his sister that he would have done that. Like, the first 4 monuments, or 3, I think it was. The first 3 monuments he butchered, and that was just really disrespectful to his people in general, what he did. But to do that to the monument that was about his sister's birth and death and the founding of the festival to celebrate her life,
and he just writes over it with some shitty story about him being shy as a child. And ultimately, the girl he liked is the girl he's married. You just put that in a fucking diary, bro. Like, I have to just retcon it in my head and pretend like all the monuments are the same and this is just a diary in his room. Otherwise, I'm gonna think of him as a piece of shit with no respect for anyone but himself. And that is so not Sidon. We played Breath of the Wild. We know how Sidon is. Sidon would not do this, dude. This whole ass mountain, he could put his, if he doesn't want to put in a diary, he got the whole ass mountain to write shit on. He's like, you know where I want to write it? I want to write it right there. Right there. Right over top of a monument made for my dead sister. That's where I want to write it. Like, I would beat the shit out of him. Like, in real life, if that kind of thing happened, like, and I was just a friend of Mifa, and her brother did that, I would beat his ass. Holy hell. Yeah, I have to retcon it in my head. We have to headcanon this, guys. Headcanon is this is his personal diary in his bedroom. All right, that's headcanon. Be useful. Hey, no rock throwing. Bro, Sidon. Not Sidon, but whatever you are, be useful. What is that? Why does he have a fish at the end of his weapon again? Why do they keep doing that? Oh, I don't have my shield equipped. What am I using? Oh, I'm using the rock weapon. I don't want to use that. I think it's time we teach this guy about what electricity is. And we break this over his butt. And we take his own weapon. And we do the death with his fish weapon. Wow, that was actually surprisingly effective. Stop it. So remember, in the future, whenever we find one of these, this is just a journal in his bedroom, everybody. He did not. You know what? We could say also that he just added extra to the monument. Like, there was empty space and he added extra to it. But Dink doesn't bother reading the ones from the first game because he's already read it. That could be headcanon too, you know? Either way, any way you want to think about it, other than him being a horrible, horrible person. Yeah, they just add to it, right? Each king just adds a little bit of additional information to the monument. But there's plenty of space, right? Because it's big and the writing's small, right? You could just make up some crap like that. It works.
And it's a hell of a lot, makes a hell of a lot more sense than Sidon, a kind, very kind, like generous, like friendly, outgoing person who loved his sister like extraordinarily dearly, would be willing to do something like that to her monument. Now we could get into the town and it turns out that like he's messed up in the head like Yonobo was or something. Or it was like evil Princess Zelda with a goatee who commissioned it pretending to be Prince Sidon or something, right? And then I'll be like, oh, okay, never mind. Then that fits perfectly. But as it stands right now, like I got a headache. Like I'm genuinely like, this game retcons a bit of what happened in Breath of the Wild. And I was wrong about the Master Sword, which is good. I'm glad about that, because that cutscene was like, what the hell? Like, what is, like, is it canon that Link is a speedrunner and he just bypassed the entire game story? And it is annoying that most characters just don't seem to know who you are, as if you never interacted with them in the first game, which would mean that there was a ton of, like, things that you did that was really helpful that never happened, apparently. That stuff is frustrating. But whatever, right? I know the true story because I played it. The true story is my story. The DQ tree being a phone charger. See, that can work too. So what it was is that my theory with that is that originally what happened was when they first, the way they first designed the Master Sword was that the Master Sword would break. It wouldn't break. If you notice, it actually never broke. The Master Sword was never like broken in half or anything like that. It would just go dull. It would be like dull and grayed out. So what was going on is that originally what they did was the Master Sword had to be powered up like a phone charger with a Deku tree. And then if you used it, it would run out of power, and then you had to put it back in the Deku tree's pedestal, and then it would recharge, and then you can come back and get it in like 15 minutes or something. But they kind of thought that was too tedious or something, and so they just had it charge automatically over time. That's my guess based on the fact that they show a cutscene of you having to put the tree, the sword into the pedestal to recharge it. So my guess is the canon, the actual real canon of Breath of the Wild, is that the Master Sword has a limited amount of power, and when you use it up, you have to return it to the pedestal to charge it back up. Ew, it's all sludgy. I really like how they made this. You can only rewind it so far, but you never run out of rewind, right? You can just rewind it so far. So I could just sit here and keep doing this over and over again and leave it here the whole time. That's well thought out. A hell of a lot more thought out than what they did to Prince Sidon's, Mipha's statue. I already marked that as a point of interest. Mipha's, monument. Alright. We're about to fight our first white bokoblin, I think, because I've been bypassing them because I didn't want the world XP to go up too high and miss out on a lot of monsters. But it seems like they keep mixing in red bokoblins here and there and stuff, so hopefully we won't miss out on any monsters by fighting guys like this. Boy, that hit detection is even worse than Breath of the Wild. Drop it. Alright, this guy has a lot of health, so... yeah. I want to hit him with something heavy. Silver bokoblin horn. A large blade-like horn with a unique flourish on the tip. It's sharper than it looks. Attach it to a weapon to vastly increase its attack power, or cook it with a critter to make an elixir. Why is your black lab such an alligator? I do not understand. Is your black lab an alligator? Oh, he tries to eat. Well, maybe he's a goat. It could just be that he's a goat. Hey! I want that meat. Give it to me. Give me the meat. Drop the meat! Okay. You know what? He's a tiger shark. Does he also like eat license plates and stuff? He could be a tiger shark. So one thing to remember with cats and dogs is that their mouth is basically their hand. So just like with the other one, because they're in the same spot, it skips a bunch. So we went from 4 straight to 7. 5 and 6. I'll open up their locations to figure it out. Part 7, the Prince and the Swordsman, as told by Prince Sidon. The rain always stops, except when it does not. The humorous saying was once repeated with a soft chuckle around here. Then one day, heaven's rain started falling in the domain, and no matter how many days passed, it did not cease. Although the Zora are after water-dwelling sort, we came to miss the warmth of the sun and the dry winds upon our backs. Alas, as fervent as our desire was, we had no means of stopping the cause of this unprecedented disaster. When all had given up hope, I, Sidon, took it upon myself to invite a Hylian to the domain. This young swordsman, a few words, was named Dink. I trusted him at once, sensing great devotion in his kind eyes. It was immediately clear that his instincts were correct. Thanks to Dink, we were able to face the threat head on. So they retconned the fact that Dink and Sidon already met beforehand. Our battle was the source of the disaster was and the source of the disaster was intense. Yeah, I'm more and more I'm feeling like this is a bad translation. But my newfound friend and I refused to yield until we finally triumphed. What are you talking about? Sometimes written words flow so much more readily than spoken. Link, my dearest friend, you are an unparalleled swordsman, and I admire you so very much. You may lack fins and gills, but it matters not. This hero among heroes exudes magnificence tempered with steadiness. Though we are different, our hearts both yearn to serve a higher calling. I learned much from him, and I am eternally grateful. As I recall my best friend, it occurred to me, though, that the rains have ceased. Perhaps a true adventure never does. So, this is the worst monument of them all. Because it's just some made-up shit that conflicts with the story of the first game. The story of the first game, like, Sidon openly states, he says that he was jealous of Link when he was a child because he thought that Link was going to steal his sister from him. That is a very memorable thing. And then he's like, he realized that he shouldn't have been jealous, that you know, he could have been friends with him as well and all this other stuff, and that really, if things had worked out differently, Link would just be his brother instead of a friend. That's all been retconned, apparently. Sidon never met him as a child and never was jealous of him. Yeah, that's when they first met. Listen to this, Gamer Boy. Listen to how it phrases it. So it's either bad translation or they just retconned something into something and made it worse. I, Sidon, took it upon myself to invite a Hylian to the domain. This young swordsman of few words was named Link. I trusted him at once, sensing great devotion in his eyes. It was immediately clear that his instincts were correct. Thanks to Link, we were able to face the threat head on. That is basically him saying, when I first met him, I trusted him immediately. The way that's written, that is the meeting of a stranger. That is not. But that, bro, that's what it means. That's exactly what it means, though. It means Link was a stranger to him. It doesn't matter that it explicitly say, this was the first time I met this person, and this person was a stranger. It doesn't matter. They said it. I can't. I can only believe that it is translated insanely badly. And at some point, I don't feel like doing it now because it's going to take time. At some point, I'm going to put the game in Japanese. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to read all this text and I'm going to translate it myself with Google Translate and see what happens. With it saying, upon meeting this person, I instantly trusted them because of their eyes. You're saying that it's the first time you've met. That's what that means. Like, you're not...
You would phrase that so much more different if it was a person that you've met once again. You would speak about it being a person from the past that you knew you could trust, and that his confidence in something filled you with, you know, like, or his demeanor filled you with confidence or something. You would not do it. No. So let's go to the proper one. This is the 5th one, if you guys remember. It's really hard to find, and it's out of order. So we're gonna go find the 5th one real fast, and then we're gonna teleport right back. Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, guys. I'm gonna translate this into translate it myself from Japanese. I have a very, very strong feeling that either Breath of the Wild was translated incorrectly, or this game was translated incorrectly, or both. Because I just refuse to believe that they would be so mean. Or I am reluctant to believe. I don't refuse, just reluctant. Alright, so this is part 5 here. The Zora armor she left behind as told by Prince Zidon. For some time after I lost my beloved sister, even the light shining on the water seemed dark and dreary to my eyes. But as they say, so this is gonna say that... Okay, they might contradict themselves in 5 and 7. If Mipha left this armor for Link still, that means Mipha knew Link and spent enough time with him that she grew very affectionate and wanted to marry him. That's how much time she spent with Link. But somehow Sidon never met him? Let's find out. But as they say, time heals all wounds, no matter how deep. I can now speak of her with a smile, as is only fitting. I shall now tell the tale of the Zora armor that my sister crafted for her future husband. Do you know who that husband was, Sidon? As per our ancient custom, one day the domain was in great peril. You know that ancient custom, Sidon? There was another mural that talked about how that custom came to be for your people, but you wrote over it. One dark day, the domain was in great peril, and I sought to help from a traveling Hylian to save our home. He was sparing with his words, yet I trusted him at once. As fate would have it, he was a childhood friend of Mipha's. He added to it. Like, Gamerboy's being upset is upset by this too, clearly. My father, King Dorfin, troubled by the domain's suffering, requested his help. The swordsman agreed without hesitation. Father bequeathed my sister's Zora's armor to this courageous soul, along with her hopes for the safety of the domain. He is acting as if he did not know his sister had a relationship with him. He is like completely oblivious that she made that armor for him, and that like she knew him at all until now, or until Link came back again. I mean, even this is implying as if he never met Link. So perfectly the consulman Muzu, who then harbored a hatred of Hylians, could not object. My sister had already left this word, and with her went the dearly held intentions she had instilled in that special armor. Yes, with Link's help, she shined a light on the Zora in our hour of need, reaching between worlds with gentle fingertips. Wow! It's not contradicting itself within its own game. I thought it was going to contradict itself, because it's like, okay, he's talking about his sister, in the past, liking Link, surely he would have seen him. Nope. He did not mention at all. He did not even imply that he knew who Link was until he met him later on. All right, let's get part 6. Part 6 is a sneaky one. It's hidden way over here, back behind this stuff. Should be about right here. At least the translators don't contradict the previous translations in the same game. Yeah, at least it's not contradicting itself in this specific game. It's definitely contradicting the last game. Even Hyrule Warriors. It can't be a bad translation, dude. It can't be a bad translation in it can't be. It has to be a bad translation. It can't be that the Japanese people like originally it can't be that Breath of the Wild translated it bad. I mean to say in English, Breath of the Wild's translation of Sidon being jealous of Link is probably legit because we have a cutscene of Link and Sidon interacting with each other in Hyrule Warriors. And that is supposed to be like actual story or something. In Hyrule Warriors, I mean, Hyrule Warriors isn't like perfect, obviously, in what happened, but the overarching story is supposed to be pretty much similar. I think it's supposed to be like an alternate timeline or something. I don't know because I haven't finished it. But there it is. Here's this one. Sneaky one hidden away. Yeah, but so Hyrule Warriors, what Sidon talked about in Breath of the Wild matched up with what happened in Hyrule Warriors, but not perfectly, but at least it matched up to the point where he knew that his sister liked him. Because the story of Hyrule Warriors was written by Nintendo. It wasn't written by Bandai or whoever made it. I can't remember. Like, they worked with them to keep the lore good. The story of Mipha's court, because that's what Nintendo at least said, remember? The beginning is told, the story of Mipha's court, as told by Prince Sidon. There was once a terrifying monster on Plomus Mountain, loosing shock arrows on all who dared cross its path. Do not tell me that Mipha destroyed this monster. It was of utmost importance to drive the beast away, but as the Zora are weak to electricity, our efforts were futile. Okay, this is something that you did in Breath of the Wild. That is when a lone Hylian arrived at the domain. The swordsman who was sparring in words, his name was Link. Unlike us Zora, he was immune to shocks. What? No. Yeah, I got 999 of them too. I sold like 200 or so. And then I reloaded and instead cooked them in batches of 5 and then sold the batches of 5 for extra rupees. You get 18 rupees if you cook 5 of them and sell them. You get 2 rupees each if you sell them one at a time. Maybe he canonically got the Thunder Helm first. Maybe he did. I mean, why you would go to the Zoro domain before the Gerudo domain before the Zoro domain is pretty odd because the game pushes you towards the Zoro domain very heavily. which is the exact opposite direction of the Gerudo domain. He was immune to shocks. And really, Link being immune to electricity cheapens the fight. Or perhaps that is an exaggeration. Oh, okay. Redemption. But one thing is certain. He was very brave. Thank you. After careful preparation, why would you waste monument space to say a lie? Perhaps that was an exaggeration. You even admit it right then. Just right. What? Bro, this is in stone. You didn't like proofread this and be like, yeah, strike that. There's no point in putting that on there. Oh, I hate this so badly. But one thing, Sidon is like carving this out himself. He didn't commission anyone like the king did. He's out here carving this out himself, and he's just like do 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 do. He's like, ah, shit, I already put it down. Now I got like, yeah, I was actually lying. He's not actually immune. My bad. Like, come on, bro. But one thing is certain, he was very brave. After careful preparation, he ascended Pala Mountain and defeated the foul beast all by himself. All by himself. As if in celebration of the newfound peace, clean water mysteriously began flowing from the top of the mountain. Wait, it did? Wait. I don't get this reference. I gotta use the bathroom really bad. I'll be right back. I don't get the reference. When you beat the Lionel, did it like make fresh water flow somewhere or something that wasn't fresh watered before? Anyways, I'll be right back. I forgot something I wanted to say. No water. The ore, too. It has to be a translation thing. I'm almost certain it's a translation thing. Because remember, like, right off very early in the game, like, the game was giving me whiffs of a bad translation. And specifically, it was because of the Gorons loving the taste of rare gems, which is literally the exact opposite. The reason the Gorons sell the gems is because they think that they're gross, but for some reason Hylians love them. And so it's a source of income from them. They mine the mountain to get food for themselves, and when they come across these gross-tasting gems, they sell them to Hylians to get extra money. That's the lore. In this, they mine the mountain for the ore, for their food, And when they find the gems, it's a treat that they eat, that they really like. But for some reason, they still sell these delicacies to Hylians. Really? And not only that, but they sell them half off, they claim. Huge discount, half off. But they really love to eat them. It's bad. It's translated badly. It definitely is. As a celebration of the newfound peace, clean water mysteriously began flowing from the top of Palomar Mountain. That is when many Zora, if not most, voiced support for building a place that all could enjoy the formerly frightful spot. What? Retcon, another retcon. Yeah, localizers. My bad, localizers. You know, this is another retcon right here. So, in Breath of the Wild, when they would go up the mountain, what happened was you got a quest from a lady to go take a picture of that monster. Not to kill him, but to take a picture of him. Now, the reason you were supposed to do that was because she said that there were tons of little Zora who would do this thing on a dare. Basically, they would go up the mountain and they would jump from a very, very, very high peak. And she said it was dangerous. And so she wanted to scare them and keep them from going up there on that peak to jump off. And so she wanted you to find a picture, to get a picture of that monster and say, look, this monster's up there, so you really don't want to go now, do you? That was the whole purpose of that. Now, supposedly, they're building something up there to attract people to go up there rather than to keep them away from it. Let me guess, it's going to be a diving platform that the kids love to use. And no one's going to object to it. A place for all that could enjoy the formerly frightful spot. Yet the many tree roots and stones made that task tricky, leading to a focus on the no less difficult matter of the name. Zora Park was too obvious. Ploymus Park was conjured instead of images of former terrors found there. When I candidly asked whether we should focus on the hard work at hand rather than the name, they all turned my way. Prince Sidon, they said, surely you must have a good suggestion. To that, I fell silent and stayed so for a long time. Don't name it after Link. The issue wasn't the Lionel. The issue was that she didn't want them jumping off from that spot to begin with. It was too high and too dangerous. I shall write the conclusion of this story in another monument. So which one was this? This one was part 6. Part 7 didn't talk about that monument, did it? I remember I was kind of bothered by that in Breath of the Wild, but it was like, whatever. So basically you helped her lie. Because even if you defeat the Lionel, you give her the picture of the Lionel so that you can scare the children away. Let's read part 7 again to refresh myself on this forgettable tablet. I mean, mural or whatever. Yeah, this is not related to the previous one. So it must be in the addendums. So we've read all 7 monuments. But then there's 3 addendums. Technically 2 addendums and a memorial. 2 addendums and one that is called a memorial specifically.
All right. We're coming up on one of the addendums. It's like right here. And didn't we just do that one? It's part 7 now. Am I crazy? Yeah, that's part 7 now. Hold on now. Yeah. That's been... Okay, wait. I must have missed something then. Alright, hold on. Let me... Part 1. Where's part 1? Wait, that's part 7. Okay. Part 7 is actually in a different location. This is part 7, but in the original game, part 7 was located here. So it went from 6. Yeah, so it skipped basically. So this is part 6. Yeah, it went, so part 6 was hidden off on the side, and then it went addendum, then it went to part 7. So they were a little out of order. Now they're in order. Yeah, it just sounds, yeah, that basically the average fairy tale. Okay. I'm just going straight to the monument, and then we'll go back and do all this. So it's just part 8 now. Learning of the Zora part 8, the Princess of Hyrule. This was originally part 7, and part 7 was originally the first addendum. The Princess of Hyrule, as told by Prince Sidon. Once the despicable disaster had ceased to plague Zora's domain, a distinguished yet humble lady paid us a visit. So this is something that took place after the events of Breath of the Wild. This is interesting. The young woman who appeared with Link at her side was none other than Princess Zelda of the royal family of Hyrule. I beg forgiveness, she said earnestly, because of the royal family, Princess Mipha. She paused, unable to continue. Small silent teardrops tumbled down her cheeks and hit the floor. One after another, each sang 1,000 unspoken words. She gently wiped her eyes and lifted her gaze to meet the king, speaking kind words of gratitude for Mipha's sacrifice. We knew well that what had transpired was the result of a decision shared by Zora and the Princess Mipha herself. There was no need for the Princess of Hyrule's apology, and even less so for her sorrow. King Dorephan, along with the rest of the Zora, were moved by the depth of the Princess Zelda's sincerity. She had held the unthinkable disaster at bay for nearly 100 years with nothing more than the sheer force of her own will. Yet she was not prideful. She dutifully set to work, traveling across Hyrule to secure cooperation for the kingdom's restoration. She was adored by all, yet so humble, she possessed an inner strength that shone like a star in the night sky. I used to think that the inner strength could be forged by building physical strength, but now I am not so certain. I feel a strong calling to one day acquire the same sort of strength within myself. Alright. That was part 7. Addendum 1. Alright. So the final monument was right here. Wait, what? That's not the final one. History of the Zora. There's one here. No, I got that one. I went under here and got that already. So which one am I missing? There's like one or two that are out of the way. Hold on, let me just open up all of them. So part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we already found 1 and 2. Those were right next to each other. Part 3. Yeah, we found that one that was underneath the thing. We can like look at it from here. It'll be down. This is in the way. There it is. Okay. And then 4 was on the right side of the bridge after we got across it. So there was the one on the left. Did I do the one on the right? I'm pretty sure I did. Here's what we're gonna do. See that? There's a cave under there. Yeah, we definitely did this one. Alright, so that was part 4. Part 5 is one that we had to like go really weird to find. Part 6, we found that 100%. Then part 7, we marked it, and I did do it. It was right here above us. That was part 8. So then addendum 1 is part 7 that we found there. So now there should be 2 more, because we found 8, so there should be 2 more. Oh yeah, I remember now. That they were in really weird, awkward to get to locations. Okay, okay, yeah. Yeah. Cause you didn't find those until after. Well, I didn't find those until after like doing, like the boss and exploring around this area. I really want to go in there, guys. I'm putting it off though for a bit. We're so close to the Zora domain, man. We're so close. Okay. What do we got to work with here? I think that's supposed to help stabilize it or something. I don't want that thing down there. It might actually still fall, I think. I'm tempted to try it, though. I'm pretty sure it's going to fall and then go slightly to the left. Nice, it didn't. Good. I thought it was going to, like, go slightly forward and then go left and spin clockwise. Wait, I'm Arby's? I would love to have a brisket. I used to eat Arby's back when I had fast food occasionally because I had money. I liked their brisket. President Hudson is now. Oh yeah, I don't read his garbage. He says the same thing every damn time. Mush. It's so nasty. I'd liked it if the blood moon was off by an extra day or two. I typed this in a GOG. Nice try, guys, but I don't just buy the more expensive game because I can't sort the by price. You thought that would work. Wait, what? You typed that into GOG, like all of that?
When the glow of the blood-stained moon shines upon the
Why would you
land,
get banned? I don't understand.
the aimless spirits of slain monsters return to flesh. The world is threatened once again.
Isn't it crazy that you can actually get banned by like Nintendo and companies like that, and then they just take your game's library away from you? Like, how is that legal? Like, how is that even somewhat legal? Congrats. 201, man. Nice. Okay, we're back to where we were. Like, corporations just get to do whatever they want, bro. This is like contracts and all that shit. That's for them, for us, not for them. For them, it's an agreement. For us, it's a contract.
Found you. Bye-bye. That's it? You just want me to go from one circle to another, huh? This is one of the reasons why every time I hear some stupid kid blame capitalism for problems that we're having in America, just like, oh my god, dude, you don't even know what the hell capitalism is. We haven't had capitalism in America for a long ass time. We have cronyism, we have communism, we have socialism, we have anything but capitalism, bro. Like even fascism, but not capitalism. You get like that guy like Jim Sterling. He's one of those ones. He'll always blame capitalism. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, all the problems that you're complaining about have nothing to do with capitalism. Like, you think the government creating an oligopoly and a monopoly, you think those things are capitalism? The government working hand in hand with corporations to create oligopolies and monopolies, that's capitalism, is it? The government hand-picking corporations to succeed and fail. That's what capitalism is. All right. Sure. Sure. I mean, I have a few words for what that is, but it definitely doesn't have anything to do with capitalism. Proboscis monkeys? Oh yeah, they seem very monkey-like to me, but I don't know what a proboscis monkey is. I'll have to Google it. Proboscis monkey. Oh yeah, that's it. You got it there, gamer boy. I'll show chat. Here we go. You ready, Soren? Big nose monkey. That's where it is. You got it, Soren. Big nose monkey. Look at these eyes, bro. Look at him looking at you. He's judging you right there. You see him? Do you see him judging you with his long floppy nose? He's looking you right in the eyeballs. He sees you. Look at his face. That's a funny monkey face right there. The way he's staring right at you. That's a good one. Good job, photographer. You captured a funny moment. They think that the housing crisis, where the banks
What they think the government printing money as much as they want whenever they want, regardless of anything else, moving away from any actual standard of like what the money really represents, such as gold or anything. It doesn't represent anything. It has no representation, so that they can print as much as they want, and then they use that money to pick and choose and regulations to pick and choose what companies fail and succeed, no matter how good or bad those companies are. That is not capitalism. And if you think it is, you're ignorant. You should look it up and try to figure out what the hell that word means, because it does not mean what you think it means. You keep saying that word, but I don't think it means what you think it means. Children. Dumbass kids. Oh, capitalism is bad. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clearly, not as bad as your education. If you could even call it education nowadays. More like indoctrination nowadays. Feel bad for these kids, dude. They're all so damn stupid. And not because they like are actually stupid, it's because they were taught to be stupid people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Schools are crap, man.
Yeah.
They were bad back when I went to school. Now, how do they get worse? All right, here we go, guys. Big moment here. Now, I'm not one of those crazy people who think that zero regulations should exist and all that other stuff. That we, you know, that's ridiculous, because that doesn't work. It's been proven to not work. Like companies will just straight up start murdering people, which they already do now, but they do it in a different way nowadays. But with some light regulations, you could prevent them from doing that kind of thing, while still at the same way encouraging competition. Like, how do they believe capitalism exists when copyright system works the way it works? The copyright system was invented in order to encourage competition and innovation, which is why you could only copyright something for a couple of years. You invented some new fancy fan-dangled fan, some new technology that's some like super fanny fan that blows wind better than any other fan. You got a couple years to make money off of it, and then people can copy you. If you want to keep making money, you need to take the money you made and innovate again. Nowadays, you get a copyright on something, you own it for like 1,000 years. How the hell is that capitalism? Kids are so damn dumb nowadays. They believe any dumb shit they're told. Oh man, look how messed up this place is. Listen to the music. Poor Zoro Domain, man. So messed up as our country right now, with these dumbass kids being brainwashed and they're thinking competition is bad. So sad, man. What happened to the Zoro Domain? I blame Sidon for defiling the monuments. Bro, look at this new one.
Yes, yes.
Oh my god, she has a voice.
Are we, is this gonna be the person who follows us around and not Sidon? Sidon is awfully big. Oh, they don't want, dude.
Yes.
If I got elected president, they would kill me. Like, they would, if they could not secretly kill me, they would be willing to publicly execute me. And it just like, and someone just takes the fall for it. They'd be like, yep, we go do it. You, one of the senators, kill him. You have no choice. Every single person I had the power to fire, I would fire. All of them. I would wield any power I had like a mace. Like I would be a bull in a china shop, hopped up on crack cocaine with maces glued all to the side of him, so he's just like this big bundle of like a porcupine with maces, and he's all on drugs, and he's like, wah! And he's in a china shop. I would just dismantle every last thing I could. I'd fire everybody and shut down everything and stop every, they would hate me so badly. They're like, what are you doing? What is your goal? My goal is to destroy you. That's what I would be. My goal would be to destroy as much of the current system of government that we have as possible, because it is as corrupt as it can, as it ever has been in the entire history of our nation. Openly committing crimes and getting away with it. They openly commit crimes now, and they just for decades they just openly commit crimes. No punishment. Horrible people, bro. They're so horrible. Age limit. No, what we don't need an age limit. What we need is for the laws to be enforced, and for there to be a special set of laws for politicians who break the law. You know how they have these things called hate crimes, where if you commit a crime that's already a crime, but you do it because of racism, it has a sterner punishment. And that's to discourage people from doing crimes because of racism. Why the hell does the government care about that? But they don't seem to care about politicians committing crimes. Because I tell you, one politician as a criminal is worse than 10,000 citizens that are criminals. There should be, like, if you commit a crime, like, oh, it's like, oh, hey, I did a petty crime that would get me 1 year in jail as a politician. 100 years. You 100 times. You get 100 years. You do not take an oath to serve this country and then shit on it. I have a lot of hatred in my heart for the way my government is destroying my country. Corruption, no end. All of their effort, 100% of the effort of the government is put into two things: obtaining money and power for themselves, and dividing the people as much as possible so that they will not stop them from attaining money and power. That is the only purpose of our current government. It serves no other purpose other than to enrich itself and to divide its people. It is a disgusting, festering, foul parody of what it used to be. And there's nothing that can be done about it. Nothing. No one and nobody can do a thing. You just have to watch it slowly rot away. And then once the systems all collapse because they've robbed everyone blind, then maybe we can build something better. I am so sorry. Everyone has been treated now, but we have used up all of the splash fruit. There were more injuries than anticipated. Please accept my apology. You have nothing to apologize for. You did what you had. You did what you had to do. You did what had to be done. I can't speak. You did what had to be done. My brain. I had to close my eyes. My brain would not let me say it. I determined that if I find a magic Dragon Balls, at least 1 billion dead. No, I would, you could fix this in every country in the entire world with one law. You could fix every country in the whole world with one law. As long as that law was always enforced. It has to be enforced. Politicians cannot lie to their constituents, or they're immediately impeached and tried for whatever crime that it would be, whatever is related to. Like you just have, it's a crime. You cannot lie to your constituents. It's just a straight up crime. Like, I know personally, I have never worked a single job in my entire life where if I went up to my boss and I lied to him dead in his face, and then he turned around and he's like, yeah, actually everything you just told me is a lie, and I know it's a lie, that there would be no punishment. None. Most places I would be fired immediately. I gotta be honest. My bit rate's trash, by the way, guys. My bit rate's trash again. I'm tempted to just end the stream today. The government heard word of me talking, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's speaking the truth." we gotta shut down his internet for the day. I figured out most powerful wish will always wish is that I always knew the answer to every question I asked myself. That is a super powerful wish. Hell yeah. Because all you have to do is just ask how. If there's any problem that you have, it's like, how do I solve this problem? Pop, 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 pop. And if it gives you a difficult, it's like, what is the easiest way to solve this problem? What is the quickest way to solve this problem? What is the safest way? What is, all those things.
Oh boy. The United Nations is trying to shut me down. And the whole world is. Yeah, as far as for personal wishes, it won't, there won't be, you won't have an answer to everything because some things have no answers. But it would be a very powerful wish killer. That'd be a mega powerful wish. Like the applications for it are infinite, basically. Like you ask yourself, how do you create the most energy efficient power source possible for large scale civilizations? And boom, you solve the world's energy problems. Because you'll know how to do it. And if there's any like finicky things, it's like, well, we don't have the things that we need to make that thing. Then you just ask yourself how to make the things that you need to make that thing. And then you know it. And then you teach it to someone else and they do it. Yeah. That's a pretty powerful wish, man. Because wishes are basically magic, right? So you would just magically know these things. Nuclear power isn't the safest energy source when companies don't cut costs. The safest power source is something that has yet to have been discovered, Gamer Boy. There's something better than that. You're talking about current technology. When that's what I mean. When you ask this question, you're asking like you're it's a magical thing. He would have a magical power to know whatever he wants to know. So if he wants to know what is the most energy efficient power source that can be created and how to do it, like you might bypass cold fusion. Cold fusion is just what people are currently trying to do, Killer. You might go a million years ahead and like come up with some kind of weird shit where you're tapping into like the 5th dimension or some shit. Who knows? Basically, if you ask that question, then the output would be something that is beyond human understanding. Then you would have to ask additional questions related to that question to be able to understand how to do that thing. Because like you're just like, oh, okay, I know how to do that thing, but I don't know how to do the things related to being able to do that thing. Like for instance, if you were a caveman and you somehow, or not even a caveman, right? Like before the mouse was invented with computers, before Windows and the mouse and all that stuff was invented. And you were like, what would be, you know, hey, and you're asking specifically for a small upgrade in how computers work. And it explains, you know, a device that makes this thing that does, that
that lets you click on the thing. You'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool. I like that device. But how do I make the software to go with it? You'd have to ask additional questions. So, yeah, it turns out that that when physics is pushed to its peak, and we go to the point where humanoids can create the most energy efficient things possible, and it's still doable by by something other than like extraordinary means, like, I don't know, like creating a Dyson sphere, right? That's too much fucking work. That's too much work. I'm talking about a smaller scale thing, a smaller scale energy source, not mining out planets so that you can create a Dyson sphere. That's too damn much work, right? Yeah, it turns out that the most efficient energy source possible is to set Koroks on fire, because they just burn forever, right? It's perpetual. And there's a lot of theoretical energy sources that are ridiculous. But there's some kind of magic energy source that we haven't even contemplated at all, like that we've never even dreamed of at some point. At some point in the future, when our base technology level is so high that we can, if civilization lasted that long and our governments don't keep resetting us back to zero. But yeah, and that's just like one aspect of using such an ability. Like, you could also just do whatever you wanted to. Like, words can be used to get just about anything you want in life, right? So, for instance, say you wanted to fix the governments of the world to work in a certain way. You would just ask yourself, what words do you have to say in this speech to sway the the maximum amount of opinions in your favor? What things do you have to do specifically to win this election? What things do you have to do after you've won to create the changes that you want to create and to have a long-lasting effect on human civilization? Yeah, you basically you have infinite, because it's a magical thing, right? If you can know whatever you need to know whenever you want to know it, just by asking yourself. Basically, you're Batman on steroids. Remember, the meme about Batman? It's like, give Batman enough time to prepare. You're Batman on steroids. If you're given enough time to prepare, there's nothing you can't do. Because you can just ask yourself how to do the thing. Well, of course, Gamer Boy, but that's nothing to worry about. I thought about that too when I was saying that, but that's still nothing to worry about. Because all you have to do then is ask yourself, what's the best way to prevent such a thing to ever happen? And keeping the power source safe for all time. And if the answer is you can't do it and release the power source, then it would spit out a different answer, which would be something like, you know, changing society. But since you can ask yourself how to change society, and it would give you the correct answer, and you can ask yourself at every speech the exact words you need to say. Ask yourself anytime you wanted to do some policy, what would be the best policy possible to do these things, have these outcomes you desire, and what would be the things that you need to do to convince everyone to go along with those policies. You basically have infinite power to affect the world in the way that you wish to affect it. Don't worry about it, trust me, bro. Yep, those are the exact words. Those are the words. Everybody's convinced. See, that's something that wouldn't happen either, Killer. Because as long as you're intelligent about the questions that you ask, that's something that wouldn't happen. So if you were to delegate this thing, like if you gain these knowledge to do these things, right? And you were going to delegate tasks to people to do those things that you wanted to be done, you want to know how to ensure that those tasks are delegated to the best people possible. You just ask yourself who the best people possible are, who would do those things correctly, and then you magically know. Yeah, it turns out 42 was the solution to all problems. It's just 42. Anyways, that's going to be it for today, everybody. You're the ultimate Batman meme. With such a wish, you would be the ultimate Batman meme. There's absolutely nothing that you would be incapable of doing without enough time, as long as you're given enough prep time. Absolutely nothing. As long as it's possible for someone in humanity to do this thing, then you would be able to do it. Anyways, have a nice one, everyone. Or get it done, I should say. You might not personally be the one who does it, but at the very least, you could delegate the task to someone else successfully. Have a nice night, everybody. Tomorrow, we're going to finally enter the Zora domain, and I'm going to reload right before the Zora where we went in, because my internet started acting up. It came back, but I figure I was going to focus on the game and do the Zora talking, but then when my internet went out, I was like, might as well talk about other things for the last bit of the stream and save the Zora stuff for tomorrow. So that's what it is. So hope to see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye, everybody.